Welcome back. As one community loses 26, another is reunited with their child. Now is a story of resilience, of justice, and above all, hope. In what has been described as a major breakthrough in the fight against human trafficking in Edo State, the Edo State government has successfully rescued a 20-year-old girl who was trafficked to Burkina Faso as a teenager 5 years ago. Now, this rescue effort not only highlights the ongoing threat of modern slavery, but also the renewed commitment by the state government to bring home victims and dismantle trafficking networks.
Joining us now for more insight into the story of a new beginning is New Central Correspondent who brought us the report during the week, Israel Eferobor. Israel, good to see you. It seems to be happy stories all around from your end. Talk to us since the celebration and the partying. What are the real plans for the young lady that was returned home?
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here.
Yes, indeed. It's been a joyous mood for the residents of the state, particularly those at the government house, and then those the family members and relatives of the young girl who was trafficked into Burkina Faso for prostitution. Well, so far so good. It's been a moment of reflection. It's been a moment of what next for this young girl. The state government has been asking questions and indeed imploring parents as well to go ahead and do the needful for their children and wards to avoid things just like we have witnessed in the case of 20-year-old Yunus. So this is exactly what's been planned for her. The state government, they have gone ahead to ensure that they will from now ensure that parents are spoken to. Parents are indeed told exactly what to do and what not to do. There has to be some form of guidance for parents to ensure that they keep an eye on their children's words. So issues like these and scenarios like this do not happen again. The case of Burkina is not the only one that they're tracking at the moment. We understand that the State Migration Agency are also chasing other leads for possible cases abroad as well, particularly in Faso. Yeah.
Oh, I must ask, Israel, I mean, the best place to start is to tell us stories from the beginning, right? So let's talk to me about the journey so far with this young lady. 5 years ago, trafficked at 15 years to Burkina Faso in what is now being described as modern slavery. Were they able to share with you her story? Tell us, what's the beginning of this?
Well, according to the mother of Yunus, she had no idea when this all started. She just found out that her daughter was missing, and then she alerted the authorities and tried to get clarity and answers, but to no avail. There was no answer for her, and then she kept on searching, but it was just the way it was. The daughter left, apparently lured into prostitution, lured into whatever greener pastures that was being sold to her abroad. She was actually destined for a country outside Africa, but whatever happened. She ended up in Burkina Faso. I was hoping to get the head of the migration agency, Mr. Gazova, here today, but he's unavoidably absent. We are able to bring some sort of clarity into how it all happened. He was the one who led the rescue mission single-handedly. He left the shores of Nigeria all the way to Burkina Faso to ensure the rescue. The mother of Yunus did speak to me Central earlier, and she did say that she did her possible best to see how her daughter can come back home, but she just had no idea how this whole thing happened. She was just a young girl at the age of 15, and she was trafficked just like that. It brings to light the question as well. Our parents need to do much more. How can your child leave the house? How can your child, move away from Nigeria without you having a single idea of where she was or where she was headed?
Did the child also, the 20-year-old, the rescued girl, did she share with you her journey aspire? Because you're saying that the mother didn't know, she left home and she traveled on her own. Did you speak to the rescued girl, and did she share a journey, and what exactly was her story?
So the thing is, since when we went to welcome her at the airport, that was on Wednesday. She was she was traumatized. Basically, she just could not speak, and it was advisable that she indeed have some sort of guidance and trying to prevent the public from really seeing her in such a vulnerable state. So she really could not speak. Well, she did speak. All she had to say was to say thank you to the authorities here in Edo State, the government, the office of the coordinator of the office of the First Lady, Destiny Anani Okwebelo, and that was all that she had to say. I'm quite sure there is much more that she would want to share, but she's still a bit traumatized, and that's why agencies like the Red Cross, and other government agencies as well have all pulled resources together to ensure that this young girl is rehabilitated. She is given all the psycho social treatment that needs to be done for her to get her life back on track. So whether we spoke to her or not, at this point in time, it was best advised that she just undergo the rehabilitation process that she needs. But one thing is clear: she was lured abroad for greener pastures.
And that was what it was. Edo State itself is plagued with, this human trafficking, especially, and they target mostly young girls. And this is, like they said, is a coordinated effort by agencies in the Edo State government to rescue her. What's Edo State doing itself? It looks like this administration is taking a stance regarding human trafficking, and illegal migration. What are the efforts, and what's been, the concerted efforts taken by this administration?
So thank you so much for that question. So during my findings, and indeed at the reception, we had the Attorney General of the state, Mr. Sage, who represented the governor, because the governor was unavoidably absent to work on some other important events. So Mr. Sage, the Commissioner, the Attorney General, and Commissioner for Justice of the state, he was around. There were also other top government functionaries who were also on ground, members of the State Assembly, those from the Ministry of Education, and just all the bodies that were indeed important in issues like this. They were present, and the goal, rather, the consensus that they needed to do more in trying to stem the tide of human trafficking in Edo State. Yes, you're right. Edo State has been in the news for a very long time now with issues of trafficking and persons here and there. But this administration of Senator Monday Okwebelo is doing everything possible to ensure that this is indeed stopped. And they are putting things in place, machinery in place to ensure that the girls of the state, the young girls of the state are well properly educated, to tell them exactly what it means, to be human, and that there is always a better life outside the life of prostitution, outside the life of being lured, by unsuspected people that
we're time pressed for this conversation, so I have to interrupt and just ask this one. I asked this at the beginning. I'm not sure if you responded to it, and that is what does rehabilitation entail? I understand that she needs, psychological support and take time off. But one of the reasons you said, is this quest for a better life. So in terms of rehabilitation, what is the government saying? Is she going to go back to school? Is she going to learn a trade? I know this is one in many, but the party is over. She's been welcomed. But what will the substance of her life be after the funfair is gone?
Thank you so much for that. Much later tonight at 9 p.m. News Central now at 9 p.m. on the news, the coordinator of the Office of First Lady at Edo State will be on the news to speak much more on the plans for young Yunusa. But one thing that was said at the reception held for Yunusa was that the state government will from now handle everything concerning Yunusa to give her and ensure that she has a better life away from what he thought was out there outside the shore.